Hi, honey.
Hi, Terry.
Thank you for joining me.
Yes, thanks for
Let's
having me.
both take a deep breath because I know when we start off kind of in panic, it's like it kind of makes you feel like a little unnatural. Let's both just take a deep breath. It's all good. We're here and we get to talk openly, and I'm so excited to introduce you to the girls because your story is amazing. You're a newlywed.
Yep.
Been married for just under 2 months, right?
Yes, almost 2 months.
Yeah. And that was
Nope.
one of the main reasons why you decided to become part of the academy, right? Because you were wanting to lose weight was one of the primary things, but you also were concerned about your hormones. Now, tell me about that.
Yeah, so the weight specifically, I've always been pretty healthy and a pretty healthy weight, but I was just gaining weight and I didn't believe it was stress because of the wedding. But I was living this, I was exercising the same, eating the same, but I was just getting bigger. And even though my dress still fit, I was nervous that it wasn't going to fit come my July wedding. So that was my my biggest concern. Overall, though, I felt like it was hormonal because I was turning 50, or I just turned 50, and I felt like it was more hormonal and or diabetes, my sugars. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I knew
Yeah.
something had changed in my body.
And had you been to your doctor and asked them what was going on? Did they give you any help?
Nope. You know what? I hadn't been to a doctor in
Okay.
years
Okay.
because for my normal annual, but no,
Yeah.
relatively healthy, but just something wasn't right.
What
And
besides the weight, what else did you feel was going on? Because you talked a lot about hormones. Why did you think that? Just because besides the weight, is there anything else going on that was kind of concerning to you?
I think turning 50 just kind of said it was going to be hormonal, um, because I had changed nothing else. So I really felt there had to be a bigger reason.
Yeah.
Um, and I was not sleeping great at night. I was hot a little bit more. So I kind of thought maybe I was changing, but my doctor had said I wasn't going to go through that for years to come. I mean, I had another 4 years before I'd start the change. So
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I just said, I got to do something. And so, Terry, help me. Let's start with something.
Yeah. And I remember when we first talked, you were saying, I would like to lose, I think it was a 10, wasn't it, or something?
10 pounds. Yep.
Yeah, you'd be happy with 10. You just wanted to make sure that you were setting yourself up as you entered into your perimenopause, menopause years, that you
Yep.
would set yourself up for, success versus getting worse. Because like you, most women believe that as we get older, we're not going to feel as well. That is the biggest thing I disagree with. And the reason why we don't feel as good is because we're not getting the right information to allow us to create a protocol or a structure, a diet that's going to support us in our changing years. When we get on the right protocol with food, supplements, lifestyle, you don't have to have all of those perimenopause and menopausal symptoms, right? So I think that for you was kind of a key, is that you wanted to be able to be like, I want to get through as I approach 50, be able to get into, feeling good instead of
Yep.
not feeling good. And let's just go right into it. But, I remember you saying, yeah, if I could just lose 10 pounds, I'd be happy. Well, girl,
Yeah.
I mean, you blew me away, and I think you blew yourself away. This is what you did in only 3 months. You're down 10% body fat. I mean, and you didn't have that much to lose, but you
No.
lost 24.5 pounds. I mean, this picture, most people would love to look like you in your before picture, right? But you really wanted to be able to fit into the dress. And I remember, oh, Shelly, I remember you, it was like 2 weeks before your wedding, you got on a call and you're like, Terry, how do we stop the weight loss?
Yes. Because the
Because I
dress,
don't want my wedding dress to be too big.
and it was loose. I could have gone, I mean, I wasn't going to get it tailored in, but it was definitely, I was comfortable, which
Yeah,
was wonderful to be comfortable that day.
you look beautiful. And I'm sure, and you probably just felt just amazing too, right?
I did.
Like,
I did.
So tell me about, like, when you started, doing the making the changes with your diet. Did you find that did you notice a difference in how you felt?
Um, yes, and probably the biggest thing was really learning that what I was putting in my body I had always known pop was bad, right? I've known all that all my life. And diet pop, even though that's what most people drink, I had not started diet pop because I believed that was bad also. So I was still going in I was in all in on the sugar. But then you gave me some alternatives and really good suggestions for replacing the pop with a healthy carbonated drink. And that really set me in the right direction. And so I really started feeling less bloated, and my digestion was better. It was more consistent. Yeah, so it was just all around just feeling like I had more control over my choices and my body.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that you talk about that because there's so many people in this group. This is a weight loss and diabetes group. And the majority of women that are in this group it's because they don't feel good. And a majority of them have prediabetes or diabetes. And you didn't know if you had prediabetes. Most women have prediabetes and they don't even know it. You know, you were one that fortunately didn't even have prediabetes, but you had a hormonal imbalance. And I always tell people, it's like, anybody, if you're not feeling good and you're approaching your 50s, or you're not feeling good and you feel something's off, anything that we do in the academy will be a fit for you. This program is for everybody. It's for every woman. It just is. Because if you're a woman and it's natural that you are going to go through some hormonal changes as you age. And if you already have diabetes or prediabetes, you definitely need to, make some changes. But it's just everybody needs to learn the right way to give their body balance. That's the key. When you give your body the balance, you give it what it needs, you eliminate the inflammatory environment, the inflammatory things, you will, like you, set yourself up for years and years and years of not having struggle added to your years.
Yep.
Struggles with health, struggles with weight, struggles with how you feel. That you can't put a price on that. Right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been such a gradual, you implement things gradually so they're easy to kind of departmentalize. It's not the right word, but to tackle one thing at a time. Like for me, the pop was the first thing. And we had talked about that. Like, you really got to stop the pop. And it's because I was drinking 3, 4, 6 cans of pop a day. It was really unhealthy. But yet I didn't feel like it was affecting me because I've been doing that since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, it really is. It's either catching up or I wasn't realizing the impact it was having before. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of a little hack that I'll give the girls right now who are watching this, who are coming, especially if you're coming to camp on Saturday, or on Sunday, but that's those sweeteners. There are certain sweeteners in pop, like aspartame or Splenda, sucralose. There's certain sweeteners that you're being told are okay because they don't affect your fat gain or your blood sugars, but they actually do. So when you cut that out, you actually right then and there were giving your body permission to shed fat. Isn't that crazy?
yeah. And they taste great. The options you give, your suggestions, your alternatives are really flavorful and really healthy. And it's amazing. I do not worry about food I still think about it and I still have to plan, but it's just changed my relationship with food.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because I've done a lot of classes on this, and I've done a lot of speaking on the over desire for food. And as a woman, we know that as our hormones change and as we age, or especially if we have diabetes or prediabetes, we absolutely have intense cravings. And even if a woman doesn't have intense cravings, their hormones are off, will generate an over desire for food. And that over desire for food comes in two things, right? It comes with the cravings and it comes with the emotional attachment, right? It's like the stress eating. It's like,
Yep.
oh, I got to go to a party or this and that. I've got to be able to eat what they're serving. That relationship, like you said it perfectly. The relationship with food has got to be looked at. Yep. Because if we don't kind of figure that out for each individual person, you will struggle. Did you
Yep.
feel like that? Did you feel like for you that was really kind of a key component?
Mine was a two-part because I had always believed I needed to feed my body. Um, and like 3 full meals and the snacks in addition, I was eating all day long, every day. I would feed before the gym, after the gym. I would feed, when I got up, I would just feed my body all the time. And what I realized, you started us phasing us doing different things. And you were like, well, now we're going to cut out a meal. And I was like, okay, how am I going to do that? My body's not going to survive. And the reality is, what you taught us is that is a false narrative. It's a false belief, and my body has proved you right, that I don't need, and what I was doing wasn't healthy, and this is so much healthier for me.
Yeah, I mean, you had the privilege of being able to do a body scan, which is like a body fat measurement, and you're down 10% body fat. And you lost a little bit of muscle, but not that much, which is what you'll get back now that your body's kind of adjusted and you can go, because you're at the gym. And that's the other thing too, is like, you were going to the gym a lot, exercising, and it's like you were never able to lose weight because
No.
your body was, because of the hormone imbalance.
Yep.
And
And
so
that's
just,
frustrating.
yeah, I know. Right?
Huh.
Yeah. So I'm just really happy for you, girl. It's so fun to see, I feel like maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you just got it figured out. Like this is something that you're just going to be able to. It's like hasn't been that hard for you.
No, I mean, even I get it now. It's like
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
the foods that are bad, and that doesn't mean I don't occasionally have to eat some of that, because of the situation, or I'm not prepared, but my body tells me that it didn't like it. But I'm making better choices, and I am more prepared to make those choices. So it wasn't easy. It's not easy, but it's not hard. It's just making a better choice.
Yeah,
Cauliflower crust or pizza crust.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, or a
yeah,
Dr. Pepper or a Zevia.
yeah.
It's really kind of easy.
Yeah, it's having the options. Share it's we talk a lot about in the program to talk about the why. And this is why I'm so adamant about teaching the why, because when you can understand the why, it doesn't feel like so much like you can't have this, you can't have that, you can't have this. It's more like when you understand really what's going on and you're working on balancing the body at the same time, it's like you just want to give your body better options and better
Yep.
things because you understand the why behind it. And that's what MDs are not able to do. They're just not.
Yep.
Not because I'm being a meanie, but because they're not educated. In their 8 years of med school, they don't get any course in nutrition. And nutrition is what balances the body. Like nutrition is our fuel. Nutrition is our medicine.
Yeah, it's been
Right?
fun. It's been
Yeah.
fun. And I love that I get to make that choice, not because you told me I couldn't have pop, but because I made the choice.
Yeah. It's empowering, isn't it?
It is.
Well, let me show this one more time because this is pretty incredible in just 3 months, girl. 24 and a half pounds, 18 inches, down 4 sizes. Your top goal was to balance the physical and emotional changes brought on by aging. I think that you've done a great job doing that. And then, look at the change in your body. Amazing. So
I'm very
fun.
happy.
So happy. If you could say something to a lot of these women here are have an opportunity to come to camp this weekend and next weekend, what would you, coming from your heart, what would you tell them about, making a decision to join us and learning just how to become a better version of themselves, healthier
I would,
version?
oh, absolutely. I think even just the little lessons have changed. It changes how I think. I really think it's about learning and empowering yourself. And I feel empowered just from the little lessons, like even deciding which fruit to eat. You have a choice, and you provide us with the education and the knowledge to be able to make those choices. And that's powerful. So I think even a weekend camp, which I'd never done, I think if it's just a snapshot of everything you're doing during, like what I learned from you, I think what you could learn from that weekend from you would be invaluable. I think it just would set you up to start understanding that you are in charge of it. You're in charge of your health, and so take control. So yes, sign up.
Yeah, I pack a lot in.
Yeah, I bet.
As you know, going through the program, I love to teach, and because I really want to empower women to understand the why. Why are your blood sugars high? Why are you overweight? Why are your hormones off? Why don't you feel good? Why do you have, cravings? Why are you, feeling like you need to eat 7, 8, 9 times a day?
Yep.
Why? What's the why? And when you can explain the why, it's just you're able to receive the information so much better, and you're more willing to make changes because you don't feel like you have to. It doesn't feel like a diet. So I hate that word diet. I don't even use the word diet. I always use lifestyle and protocol because diet is just, it's something you can't do forever. Do you feel like you're going to be able to do this forever?
Forever. Absolutely. Like, it's just, even I've been told stop drinking pop, but what am I? I need that carbonated fizz. And you were like, you're the same. And then you said, this is what I drink. And I went, I'm going to try that. Love. It's the same, but it's healthy.
Yes.
And I don't drink 6 of them a day anymore. Now I drink like 1 every other day. It's changed. It's changed a lot. I mean, just what you've taught me has changed a lot. So I don't know. I'd say definitely go try out the weekend camp, or if it's only a day or whatever, because start there. You got to start somewhere, and that's a nice. I mean, I'm so glad I joined the academy. It's changed me for the better.
I've been blessed to have you a part of our family, and I'm so excited. We're going to be able to meet you in person live in January, so that's going to be so much fun. So thanks so much, Shelly, for sharing your story. And I love that you bring a little different perspective into this group, because like I said, you're not a type 2 or diabetic, but you had, if you would have kept going like you were doing, you could have developed into prediabetes. That's kind of the concern for a lot of women in your situation. When your body starts to kind of get unbalanced, the next step, who knows when, but it could have happened. So you stopped that before it could ever get any further. So good job, girl.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.